everybody. We're back. Hey, it's been a little bit of a minute. For those who didn't know or maybe didn't realize, me and Anastasia were off gallivanting in the place known as Europe. We were at D&D in a castle. We went to London. We went to Rome. We went to Italy. We got engaged. In case our fans didn't know that, yeah, we did the thing. So yay to us, and thank you for everyone for all the lovely comments and support on socials and everything. Really do appreciate it. But in case the chat didn't know, haha, D&D mom and dad are hitched. So great way to start off our new season of War of the Realms. So happy you're here on another lovely Sunday. We missed you guys. Thank you so much for being here as always. We have a couple announcements. What for session 30? Is it Chelsea? You want to take this one?
I just want to remind everyone that if you have any fan art and you want to see it here, or here, just tag us everywhere, please. Thank you. And thank you, production. You're wonderful.
Heck yes. And thank you, Evan, for making those awesome pieces of fan art. They've been so great. Still waiting on the Clara one. Looking at you, Evan. Get that Clara art out. No, you don't have to do it. You can if you want. But it'd be cool if you did.
Oh, Evan.
Draw the bird. Draw the dang bird, Evan.
Make the set complete. No, I'm just kidding, Evan. We love you over here. But yeah, if you guys have any fan art, please post them, tag us. We'd be happy to share it on the show and our socials as well. So, heck yeah. Was there anything else that we need to announce or support?
I'm fighting in a week and a bit.
Yeah, there we go.
May 16th, Misfits 21 boxing. We're fighting the heavyweight champion, Chase Demore, for the belt. So tune in to the DAZN network to see me throw some hammers.
What date? What time?
May 16th.
May 16th.
I don't know what time because the time change is like 7 hours.
Period. We're going to let y'all know.
Yeah.
Oh, true. But hey, go watch the old stuff too. You know what to do.
No, this will come out before the 16th. So if you're watching this, go watch Tank fight and do what us Guardians do, mother trucker. It'll be amazing. But last but certainly not least, we're also going to be, well, not all of us, but some of us are going to be at Gamescom Canada in Edmonton, Alberta. Myself, Anastasia, Valiant Fox, Rala herself, and Jody Rose are all going to be there. Tank, are you going to be there? No, he's not, because he's training to fight. He's too busy for Gamescom Canada.
Too many things.
He has to go beat up a reality star. But the four of us will be there. So I will be there doing, I think I'm involved in a panel and a game on stage. We're doing a couple private games as well. I'm doing some private one-shots that you can sign up for. And I think I'm doing this really awesome collaboration game with Dungeon Dudes, Taylor's Tavern, Dungeon Dad. So come see us if you're in the Edmonton, Alberta area. You can go on the website and click all the links and do all the things. And it'd be awesome to see you. So come hang out. You can see part of the Realms cast. Yeah. Why did my voice get so high? I don't know. Anyway, so with that transition, everybody, it is time. It is time. Grab your favorite drinks. Grab your favorite sets of dice. Almost Dr. McGlass. And let us begin session 30 of War of the Realms.
Don't we have to shout out a sponsor?
Sponsored by us here.
Sponsored, yeah.
Sorry.
We are sponsored by our good imagination and lovely people.
The Yellow King himself.
Yes.
Has sponsored the Crystal Vanguard. Thank you very much.
Is
And the art and the dice. Yes. Go ahead, Lewin, please.
Sorry.
Elventree Gaming, you guys rock. Elventree Gaming, please support these guys. They were so incredible over at Emerald City Comic Con, and they blessed us hella. And by us, I mean me. Look at everything I got.
Thank you for
Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome.
Elventree gave us all really cool things. They're not an official sponsor yet, but things may be in motion
see.
sooner than
You
later.
sponsored change. You
You
did.
sponsored change. You sponsored Christian not having to roll on a goddamn Altoid stand anymore. And for that, we will be forever grateful. Forever grateful. But yeah, Elventree Gaming, you're awesome. Hopefully we will be doing some fun stuff together soon. But let me take that back again. Grab your favorite drinks, grab your favorite sets of dice, and let's dive into session 30 of War of the Realms. So, last we left off, the Crystal Vanguard, stuck in the middle of a battle for which will be forever known as the Battle of Steel and Thunder. Cloud giants riding atop of aerosaurs invading the Sky-forged Dominion, the Skye artificer city in which the dwarves of Valsteba reside. Crystal Vanguard harboring a king that's been kicked off their throne, the former ruler, maybe soon to return to the throne of the Astral Citadel, close at hand, trying to find a safe haven for the Yellow King to sort of take some sort of refuge while they figure out their next moves. After they arrive to Skyforged Dominion, an old friend turned foe by the name of Taelor showed up during what was supposed to be a fun raptor / giant goose racing event on the Raptor Raceway, very quickly turned into a violent skirmish between the Crystal Vanguard and Taelor, former comrade of the Asgard Protectorate alongside Torben Wolfgard, now an agent for this unknown far realm force that this group has been combating and investigating and unraveling secrets of, that has been tormenting the realm of Valsteba since the beginning of our journey. The fight took place as the arena erupted into floating chunks of rock above the arena as this unforeseen cloud giant battalion took flight and started to attack key locations in the Skyforged Dominion. As the rest of you took on Taelor, this Asgardian who had walked down a dark path, and the fight was brutal. It went in all kinds of directions, but eventually it led to you all fighting Taelor on the grounds of dirt and stone, rubble left over of the Raptor Raceway. And things did not look good. You seemingly were on the cusp of taking him out until he transformed into his werewolf body that seemingly was about to start a second phase Dark Souls battle after everyone had depleted most of their spell slots, given it all they had. You weren't sure how long the fight was going to go on for, but Torben, in an act of self-sacrifice, ripped a collar, this metal collar with a particular jewel in the center of it around Taelor's neck, pleading for Loki to take him and spare Taelor, put it on his own neck. And the god of mischief appeared, slowly taking over Torben's body and indicating that with Taelor he had a pawn, but now he has a queen to fulfill out whatever machinations of plans. Could Loki be involved in this far realm plight? Could he be on his own side quest? Who knows? The Lord of Chaos is very hard to decipher. Where we left off in our story was Taelor coming to full consciousness, maybe for the first time in years. The weight of his choices descending upon him as he looked upon Torben's new circle of friends as they are in mourning of losing a very dear ally. With Taelor looking up at all you and says, we're going to get him back. We'll get him back. And in the sky above, as the remaining cloud giants were driven off from Skyforge Dominion soldiers on metal skiffs, Crystal Vanguard, what would you like to do?
Firstly, if no one's going to stop me, I'm walking up to Taelor and I'm grabbing him by the collar, both hands, firm, and I'm looking him in the eyes. Where did he go? Where did he go? Tell me!
Okay. He has him now.
What do you remember?
I don't know. My memories are not mine. It's like I was being led on, controlled, like a dog. I obeyed, but my thoughts weren't my own.
Paula's gonna like put a hand on Lewin's shoulder, just kind of, and she's gonna turn to Taelor and just, what's the last thing you remember? You.
I remember my last full memory was me shaking Loki's hand. And with that shake, he was... I relinquished control for a relief of a crippling pain that I've had for too long.
I let him go. I stepped back. And I realized that none of what had just happened in the past 10, 15 minutes was the man that I'm seeing before me. And it hits me. Everything that I know about being controlled and used floods, and I step back and just let him breathe.
I deserve anything that's coming towards me. Whatever resentment, anger. Yeah, I was being led along, but it was my choice to take his hand. I needed it. And I wanted it.
Ralla's gonna turn back to him, and you deserve to help us find him. And you deserve to pay off what just happened with kindness, with effort. We do plan to get him back, and we will.
Loki, he used my memories against me. Any little resentment I held towards Torben and his big boisterous self, the way he would nudge me and I would fly across the room. He picked at that scab of anger and resentment and infected it with rage and used that to control me. And as soon as that collar came off, it was like a different colored glass had been removed, a stained glass removed from my vision. I was able to see clear again. I can't believe he's capable of that.
Well, let's just kind of stand up straight, and deities are tricky no matter what domain they're in, trickery or not.
It's true.
Will you help us, though?
And he's going to be looking at all the damage he's caused. If it helps atone for what I did, I can only give my best moving forward. I can still feel him in my head, pulling and poking and prodding of what he would want me to do right now.
We're all just gonna turn to the rest of the party and be like,
It seems we've adopted a dog with a leash. Useful at that. There's no use sitting here prodding at this creature. We must find the king and work on our next steps. Well,
Now, DM, would I know that this battle that was happening, is it over for now?
As you look up in the sky, the thunderous cracks of arcane energy against thundering lightning bolts, the skiffs sort of like crashing into the aerosaurs. We mentioned last session that you could see that there seemed to be some sort of coordinated targeting happening, that the floating cities, locations with these massive propulsion engines underneath them to keep them aloft, that the aerosaurs and cloud giants were swooping in and trying to knock them out, trying to make the city fall. And as you look up, that seemed to be a lot harder than maybe thought possible, especially with Taelor not able to direct traffic or lead the battle in any way. The chaos became too much, and there was no elegance in the plan. So as you look up, a lot of the dwarves kind of overtook some of them, and there's a couple aerosaurs that are kind of on the back way. There's a couple of battles happening like very far off, but for the most part, it seems like the attack has subsided. Just off in the distance, every once in a while, just hear a
Would I know that the target was to bring down the city, or was Loki after something?
Make me an intelligence check.
Yay, I'm playing a smart character now. What's a bad roll?
He's been through a lot.
I rolled a 4, but it's a 15.
So when you try to think about what your main goal was, a lot of times Loki and you were kind of fused as one. It's hard to know where one ended and another began. Some of your memories are a bit cloudy. It's hard to recollect what was going on. It kind of was similar to you being in the backseat of a car. You weren't driving it, but every so often you could look outside, but not the whole time. For this, it was kind of just aimed at trying to take down the Skye City to make the Skye Dominion fall, so that your battalions could control the skies.
Okay.
Make way for whatever is coming. The less barriers to get whatever wants to come here, the better.
Loki, he had me fetching obelisks of great power, seizing control points, or eliminating great powers and removing pawns on the board. Skyforge Dominion was a very big pawn that, as it seems, hasn't fallen. So,
Hermith is not even looking at him. She's just looking off at the destruction. And she turns back and she says, "Are you quite finished?"
you're a sassy one, aren't you?
Don't presume to know me. Everyone, whether it follows or not, we must go. And I'll just start walking.
I follow. I'll take the back line and follow.
And then I'll just start barking off just stuff that we need to do. Hermith is very tense, very serious. We must find the king, or at least we need to find the mayor, or the governor. I don't even know We need to find the person in charge, if they've survived, and we need a plan.
We do.
Where
I
to
don't want to
next?
be, a stick in the mud. But that's it? We're just accepting this guy? He just made a deal with a god, and he's the reason that Torby's gone.
He's not gone.
He was my best friend. And you guys are just gonna be like, okay, it's fine. It's not. It's
Hold
not
on,
fine.
Clara, hold on. No one's accepted him. Not yet. He's under our eye right now. And whatever degree of wounded he is right now is I don't know if it's our responsibility or not. Okay? I don't know what Torben would do here. But he knew him once, whatever's left of him. Alright? And if he was here, I think he would at the very least keep an eye on him. Okay?
Ralla's
He
gonna
had the forefront of all this.
Ralla's gonna straighten her back, and this is what Torben was here for.
Yeah.
He looked for his name on the paper. He was so upset to know that this man was involved in all of this. And look what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone, but he left for this person. And sometimes
What
people
about-
who want to be good don't start out that way.
What about
Sometimes it takes a
staying
lot of
for
work.
me? What about
When-
staying for me?
When Clara says that, I bend down and I say, "I'm so upset too, Clara. I'm angry. How could he make that decision, leaving us?" It will be okay. We have to move forward. I know it is so hard. You don't have to accept it. But we will solve this. Come on. I give Clara a big ol' hug.
Ralla's gonna take a knee, and I don't think he left us. I don't think he chose between Taelor or leaving us, saving him. I think he trusted us to do this, to follow this through, to figure this out.
I don't know, Ralla. I'm having a really hard time feeling that.
Me too.
But I hear you. I do.
You have a point, Rala. He not only had us, he had a wife at home. He has kids at home. And
We
he knows
are-
us. Right?
We're
So
who can help him. We know.
it's yeah. if he knew that he was the only key to this lock, he wouldn't leave. Okay? Right, Clara? It's gonna be okay.
Hey, you promise?
I promise.
Okay. And she's gonna turn to Taelor. I'm keeping my eye on you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. But we have no choice, and we can't do it alone.
As foolhardy as Torben could be, that was probably the smartest move he's ever done on the battlefield. Loki wouldn't have let me go so easily. And if he would have come and seen the eyes on all of you, he could have put chains on each and every one of you. And this self-sacrificing, self-righteous bastard he can be.
With that, Rolla's gonna look towards him and, do you know if there were any more like you? Because he sent you, like you're here, but in saying that, he could have sent multiple people.
DM.
So, as far as Taelor knows, he's been preoccupied with the directives and orders he's been given to carry out his talent for battle planning and executing orders to which get a good result, meaning he was put on the front lines to lead battalions into various war and battle scenarios with the goal of obtaining something or taking something down. Are there others in this grand scheme that are like you, that are these sort of captains or lieutenants that are leading these things? You heard of such, you don't know who they are. You don't know where they are. You would hear fragments of conversations that had to do with spies and intrigue, but you were never privy to them.
I was kept in a cage and served my purpose, followed my commands, and did so willingly, or so I thought. But there are many pieces on this board, and if Loki wants Torben, it seems that I was the brain. Torben was the hammer. It seems like there's going to be some destruction ahead if we can't recover my friend.
Then I suggest we do. And I'm gonna follow Hermitha.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to cause any friction, unnecessary friction moving forward. Is it best that I am not a part of this next meeting, or...
Oh, on the contrary, you will be front and center. You have a lot to answer for, and you will dig through every part of that brain of yours to offer any assistance we can find. That's the only time I look him like straight in the eyes.
I love her.
That's awesome. Yeah. As Hermitha's saying that, Lewin was like half arm down in his backpack, like almost gonna get a cloak to like cover Taelor, to maybe even like disguise him as we get through. Leaves it. Onward.
Like I said, I'll accept any consequence, but sometimes tactical decisions need to be made for the greater good, the greater purpose. If I can't help get Torben back if I'm locked in the Skyforge Dominion stockades.
You don't worry about that. I'll decide what's best for you. I look at Lewin and Rala. I just give them knowing eyes like, don't let them leave. Watch them.
I can look like Torben if you like.
Don't you dare.
Don't you even think about it. Disguise yourself however you like, but don't even touch his visage. Let's go.
I'll follow holding Hermitha's hand.
And we're going to try to get back to the, I keep forgetting, was it the mayor, the governor,
The king. King
the
Varian.
king?
So
Where
there-
we left the king.
Yeah, so the Yellow King from the Ash Citadel, you left with Sky Marshal Bruni
Skye Marshal.
Ironforge, who's this hulking, muscular woman who's like over 8 feet tall, gray hair, wrinkles in the face, but muscles upon muscles beyond belief. You left the Yellow King with her to possibly take to High King Thorin Stormhelm, who's the ruler of the Skyforge Dominion currently. So they are off in the main stone and brass kingdom with that massive arc reactor kind of in the main column of the keep. That's where you were told they were, so that would be probably the best bet to go.
Is that the Thunderforge Citadel? That's the
Yes.
note. Okay.
That's where we head.
Okay. So as you make your way out of the arena here, kind of in shambles a little bit, broken in many pieces, the rest of the city is in a bit of a collective sigh. It is the after effect of an unprovoked attack. The streets are fairly bare. There's not a lot of civilians around except for armed guards or skiffs, zoom, zoom, like racing above and ahead. You see quite a few other guardsmen, military personnel leading up the brass and stone steps into Thunderforge. Your presence has been known here for a little bit, but everyone's kind of got one collective mind as well, as the remnants of the Aerosaur and the Cloud Giants are becoming specks in the distance. Everyone's kind of reconvening at this moment to see what's going to happen next. Many armored dwarves in that kind of regalia that we described that have kind of like a Warhammer sort of inspired look of like gold and red chunky helmets and battle armaments mixed in with leather straps and cargo pants with hefty boots, and some that have like pistols at their side, arcane pistols with like various weapons as well. The thunderous boots hitting against stone and metal as you kind of meet into a crowd and kind of merge yourselves as you start to go up the steps. There are royal guards present that are kind of just scanning the crowd. They see you, but they seem to kind of recognize you. There's a little bit of a look towards your way, and they kind of just nod their head. I should ask you, Tank, is Taelor looking like Taelor, or are you disguising yourself?
He's, as far as he knows, Hermitha doesn't want him to do anything. So he's going to respect that decision.
Okay. So I will say that as you're getting close to the steps of Thunderforge, the fight with Taelor was pretty insane, but there was lots of stuff going on. So it doesn't clock in immediately as the rest of the guards that are and soldiers that are coming in to see what the next plan is going to be. Wouldn't clock Taelor right away, but the royal guards, who are a bit in a different coloration of armor, they're not in the sort of tactical gear mashed with steel. They're like paladin level boots to helmet, iron forged with silver and gold lining, with massive axes, some on the side, some with just hilts, like long hilts, like an axe that lost its blades. And the two of them kind of nod to you, and you can just see through the slits in their helmets these sort of Boba Fett looking visors of these chunky armaments with long angular features that dive down, that have these like metal mohawk feathers that go down on the tops of their helmets. They just sort of clock Torben. They have these sort of red, dark, deep, like wine red rouge cloaks that kind of are tapered to one side and float down. Just suddenly clock Taelor, and two of them reach for the belt and pull out these hilts that they press a button, and these energy blades just buzz out from side to side, becoming double-bladed axes. The enemy is here! And they just start to trot down towards you. What do you guys want to do?
I didn't want to have
I'm
to do
gonna
any
let
of
them
this.
take him.
But I step forward and I say, as authoritatively as possible, that will not be necessary. We have apprehended this offender. We are taking them to the Skye Marshal and other concerned parties, and we would appreciate your assistance.
I'll do minor illusion to look like I have manacles on.
I'll hold them secure, and just as if I have a hand almost at the nape of Taylor's neck and an arm securing an arm as well as we walk forward.
I will say, Ramitha, make me persuasion check at advantage with everyone's help in this.
Don't worry, I was on it.
The illusion of the manacles? It's cool, man.
Oh, I love those numbers. Okay, that on the die.
Oh,
And where are you at? I forgot how to do math, but I got it. 22.
22. Okay. So as these two royal guardsmen come up and they they kind of screech to a halt as the various numbers of individuals coming up the steps part out of the way. The guards suddenly stop and they look over. A council is being convened right now to decide what the fate of the Skyforge Dominion will be. The king will want to see this one immediately. We will escort you over to the room now. Come with us. You! And they go and grab Torben by the shoulder.
Taelor.
Taelor. I was like, Torben.
This is gonna
Oh,
this is gonna take a moment.
It's so hard.
We're gonna
They're
miss
gonna-
them so much.
And the stature obviously is a bit obvious. The dwarves stout and sturdy. Taelor very tall, not as maybe wide as Torben was, but still very muscular in his own right. They just reach up and grab him by the shoulder. You don't go anywhere! And they kind of toss you onto the stairs as you kind of tumble and your knees crack against the stone and metal, and it kind of hurts a little bit. And they just push you up, and they're just treating you like trash at the moment, not giving you any regard for respect.
I follow behind, stone-faced. I'm walking. I haven't missed a step.
Okay. As they push Taelor forward, their vibrating arcane double axes by their side the energy in them goes back inward as they click another switch, and the baton at the end of the double-bladed axe extends to a staff, and the blade turns into a pike at the top as they king start going forward. And Taelor gets shoved ever so often until you're able to kind of get your balance, and it gets a bit like even you are, trying to be as respectful as you can and doing what they say, but even this is starting to piss you off a little bit, but you're kind of keeping your composure.
Am I still helping secure him as well as we walk forward? or do the dwarves
Yeah,
have
if,
him
if
in?
they took him and just threw him into the steps and he tumbled forward and his knees hit the ground and they picked him up and they're just kind of shoving him forward every so often, just like purposefully keeping him off balance. But if you wanted to go forward and just like grab him by the manacles or grab him by the wrist and just kind of escort him in front of the dwarven guards, you can.
That's what I'll do after they kind of shove him the second or third time. I take him on my own. I resume my hand back to the nape of his neck, grab him by the arm, and I shoot a nanosecond of daggers towards the dwarves as I show them I've got him. Back off.
You
going.
also visibly feel that if you ever felt someone who's weak in the legs, he's kind of buckling a little more than you would expect,
Is
wincing in pain.
I'm securing him, but my arm, if needs be, I'm almost holding him up by the back of his neck, if needs be. Every time he kind of buckles forward, holding him up as we walk, in a way where it's like I'm doing this for Torben, you know, and I'll just keep walking forward with Hermitha at the lead.
Show us the way.
As you start to descend up and being inside of the Thunder Forge, just it kind of the weight and emotional conflicting feelings of the moment kind of distract you from the immense craftsmanship that is kind of revealed in front of you as the doors open up and you step inside. Thunderforge is beautiful. It's immaculately crafted out of stone. It's supported by all types of metalwork, and you can see arcane energy flowing through every little outlining of chiseled design inside of the atrium that you're in right now. Many walkways going to many different parts of this location, elevators kind of going up and down. Some of the walkways are automated, and you can see that on a good day, this would just be such a sight to take in. But with all the confusion and chaos going on, most people are not standing on rotating and automatic walkways. People are running. There are people kind of running to and fro all over. Leading by the guards, you go up a few set of steps, up a few different elevators until you find yourself sort of in the mid to back area around the third level of this massive structure, leading to a door with brass coupling of metal. As the dwarves press a button, wait a little bit of a moment, doors open up, taking you to a private elevator. One by one, ushering inside, Taelor and yourselves go in. Dwarves hitting a certain key code in Dwarven Ruins. Doors close. You get taken up several levels. Levels just whizzing by to and fro. Eventually, a window becomes open to you as several levels go up, and you see the inner courtyard beyond the front gateways of the Thunder Forge, and it's just a beautiful oasis of trees and flowers and various benches and streams of water that you can sort of see what look like maybe the politicians of this world, of this land, and Skyforge Dominion talking with each other, royal guards accompanying various corners of the courtyard. And you're very high up, and it kind of looks like this courtyard is also very high up. Like, you're not looking at the bottom level, you're looking at multiple sort of structures and intricate, brilliantly designed layouts all within different parts of this Thunderforge citadel. Eventually taking you up to the top of the spire that you kind of saw when you first entered Skyforge Dominion, where the arc reactor kind of takes center stage. The doors open up. Guards again. About to kind of push Torben out the door. But Lewin, you've kind of got him by the arm. And you can see, like, kind of feel the metal hand about to get up, and you just kind of do a look back, and one of them... Lead on. It kind of allows you
do
to
so.
take Taelor forward. In this part of the Thunderforge citadel is all stonework. No light enters into this hallway. It is all lit by sconces and fire, signifying the origins of the dwarves themselves from their subterranean origins. You see mosaics in the floor, some of them telling stories and tales all of themselves of kings and queens of old, of various pivotal moments in their culture laid in through the stone, climbing up the wall, up into the ceiling. And it's just a solid story kind of unfolding as you kind of walk through. It's very, very overpowering at first. Stepping through, the echoes of the footsteps of all 7 of you echo through the stone hallway here until eventually you get to the very end of, again, a intricately carved set of stone doors with various dwarves depicting going from chiseling rock to making these amazing grand halls and inventions, to eventually like sort of looking from the ground and going up from the stonework underground history all the way up to the skies of where they currently have risen to. 2 royal guards with their gauntlets, and as you kind of see as they open up their hand, they have this sort of brass pad that's kind of different from the silver work of their armor. Kind of matches an inlay in one of the handles and you can kind of hear a little bit of a vibration as the magnetic force of the handle and the gauntlet opens up. Coming inside here, the light is much more brighter. The light from the outside enters into what is still somewhat of a subterranean design. Shadows loom dark, but various balconies of sunlight kind of peer in here and there. A massive round table of stone that at first almost looks so polished it could maybe be of wooden marble. But it definitely does have stone features inlaid in various gem-like situations that I'm trying to remember the exact name of it, but when you look at a stone, you crack it open and it has all that crystal kind of inside.
Geode. Yeah.
Geode. So there's various colorations of geode that have been sanded and smoothed over to look like a map of Valstiba in this round table. One off to like the bottom side of it, and then the other side is kind of an inlaid mosaic of the Skyforged Dominion. You can kind of infer that this is probably a meeting place for wartime, battle plans, and alike. As you enter, you see a few different people surrounding this table. One of them being the Sky Marshal, Bruni Ironforge, who you had met. Yep. You also see a dwarf who is covered in robes, but again, the nature of which looks like the material was like dipped in cement. Like when you look at it, it looks like you're looking at a Greek statue. Whoa. The way that the material doesn't seem like fabric, it crusted and cracks, but yet nothing falls off of it.
And that's nothing that we've ever seen before.
That's really cool.
Their makeup underneath on their face has various sort of patterns of runic design. Their eyes blazed white as well.
Whoa.
Another part of the table is another dwarf who has its armor, but it's elegant. It's not chunky. It's not imposing. It looks almost like it's living.
Whoa.
You see parts of it that are continuously moving around, form-fitted to this dwarf who's not very stocky. They're a bit thinner. They have mutton chops that kind of go down and are braided and kind of go down almost down to their waistline, with hair that kind of swoops down past their face over to one corner that's also braided and meets the length of one of the other braids from their sideburns. The metal design almost looks like a Rorschach test that never seems to settle. You can see that parts of it kind of form gears all around, and it almost looks like the dwarven version of a business suit, if you would. Various chains come from various open pockets into other pockets, looped down into areas that you're not seeing what they lead to, but there's a few of them that kind of come down in the breast pocket, and then some lay down into other pockets, with two very prominent goggles atop of their head. And then at the head of this table, addressing them, is what you could assume to be Thorin Stonehelm. As you look on, you see this fairly hulking personality. No hair, bald, various runes and tattoos on their head that kind of form into various designs. They have a massive mustache that kind of just keeps going down and goes around and loops into a massive braid that they kind of put to their back, and they also have a robe that they're wearing, and their kingly armor is kind of off to the side on a dummy for resting. And the silks that they're wearing is sort of a brighter red with gold trimming around the side, with different dwarven runes all over it. And you see him shouting, and they're in a kind of conversation talking in Dwarvish, and he kind of goes over and reaches for something. And the captain that you had met when you first came to Skyforge Dominion, riding atop of their raptor, with the fiery red hair, this kingly visage reaches out for a piece of parchment and says, "Hilda, bring it to me. Now." "Right away, Thorin. Here you go. I got it all laid out for us." And just puts out this long piece of parchment with, again, all written in Dwarvish, with, you can kind of make out topography of Valsteba and of the Skyforge Dominion, and they look like plans of a sort to attack or to take control if need be. Thorin kind of looks up at all of you. He goes, "What do we have here? Speak quickly."
Excuse me, Your Highness. We have the utmost important news for you. May we be granted an audience?
These are unprecedented times, but come forth. Just looks over at the royal guards who are right behind, sort of on either side of Taelor, with Lewin kind of grabbing the arm.
I wave Lewin forward and position him to put Taelor next to us at this part of the table. I'm assuming where we're at, there's no one sitting at the end of the table. You can just walk up to it.
Yeah.
This is very hard to recount, but we have lost a great asset in this assault. And the target that we've acquired in this unfortunate event may shed light upon what has happened. Now, Bruni, excuse me, Skye Marshal, I know you were given us privileges to move around your great city, to assist in any nefarious activities, but I must ask if the Yellow King can be in attendance.
He is currently in his quarters, but I can go bring him here if you wish.
Please, and thank you. It is deeply appreciated. But before, we must update you on what we've observed. And we must tell you that there are darker, more nefarious works beneath what has happened today. And we go into how, well, I describe how we went to the tournament and Torben spotted a great threat, Taelor here. And I wave at Taelor and I talk about how we attempted to thwart their attack. And I talk about how Torben sacrificed himself to break the curse that Loki had placed upon them. And once I've explained this, I say, I understand that the first and most reasonable action is to place them under arrest and possibly execute them. But I'm telling you now that would be a grave mistake. They are a key asset to undoing what they've done under Loki's control. And I urge you to think before you act out rashly. And I just take a pause because I'm sure they either know some of the things that I've said already, just to let them fill in anything before I request anything from them.
High King Thorin kind of looks off in the distance, staring at you. Bruni Ironforge, who's about to leave, kind of stops in their tracks as you say all this. That was quite a story. So, one who was here and protected my people is now in the hands of the enemy. And what we have here is someone who helped to carry out the pain and suffering of my people. And you just see King Thorin just hit his chest, and electricity cracks from where he's standing, and he's standing behind the table, but you see strands of light, like lightning, crackle from either side of the table.
Hermitha is calm, composed, and does not change their demeanor whatsoever. A justified and earned demeanor. Your rage is understandable. I can only beg you to understand that this person was under works well above their power, and only to allow them to right their wrongs. It is not favorable, but they are now our greatest asset. And I'm sure that we can work out something that can satisfy this great, let's be honest, horrible thing that's happened to your city. All that I request is to give them time to make a plan to reverse the effects that has happened to us today, and to save our friend, who will cause irreparable damage under Loki's, under Loki's control.
And King Thorin comes out from behind the table, kind of walks up to you. So you wish us to spare this one?
Not spare. Let them atone. Once they've atoned for their actions, they will answered for their crimes.
You and your companions aided in saving this city. The city that has the history of 1,000 generations behind it. We threw everything we could at this attack, and we were victorious like we always will be. And you were a great help in aiding us today. I will make sure that you are well rewarded and taken care of in your efforts for aiding the Skyforge Dominion. The Thunderforge Citadel is yours, and you may stay as long as you like. I do not have much forgiveness in my heart for those that take part in making my people suffer. If you think that this one could be in any way, shape, or form helpful or lead us to the person who committed these acts, then they are worth keeping around, I suppose, and not displaying a public execution from which my axe would meet their neck.
Your Highness, I could never, ever go against your judgment. You have lost more than I could ever imagine. All I would ask, if you were to interview them, I would be present. And if you would like to keep some form of we will do whatever you need to feel that we are keeping up our end of the bargain. Whether you need to send someone along with us, I'm sure you all are so advanced you're able to track them wherever they go. But we do need them. Our great friends sacrificed themselves for them. They must be a part of the answer. As much as I regret to say that, it is true. I must insist that they stay intact, alive, and they can pay back the goodwill their friend has put on the line. Maybe we'll learn something from them. Maybe we can come to understand. But currently I am far from that understanding. I am at your mercy, and so are they.
You see Thorin kind of take time to take this in, and he's kind of looking up at you this whole time too, and kind of looks up at you, and then every so often looks over to the side to where Taelor and Lewin are standing. What am I supposed to tell my people down there? When we have an agent of this chaos within our walls to let them go, I do not think that they will accept that fate.
I have never run a great city. Honestly, I struggled to even run through school. I was very clumsy growing up. But, sir, you are very wise. And I'm sure you didn't get here without the trust of your people. And I'm sure that if you tell them that you chose mercy, just for this instance, to fight a greater threat, because this runs much deeper than just some one-handed attack, they will understand. And you know that your people will believe you when you say that no enemy upon this city will ever escape your justice. That's all I can offer.
And as you say that, you hear, as the doors kind of open behind you, "Mercy will only get you so far." And you see the Yellow King start to step in. My king. And Thorin looks over. My king. Well, chaos has been sown in these lands as they were in my citadel. Yes, you could display that you are showing mercy, and you could lavish your people with promises. But I think at this time, we need to show your people that they are not alone in this fight. We need to show them that change is coming. And with that change comes great support. Hermitha, I know that your friend, hopefully, as I pray to all the gods in high and below, is still with us in some manner of capacity. She mentioned to me of a friend with deep coin purses.
Did she know? Pray tell.
Well, the
Who
leaf
are
wine.
they?
The leaf wine name has been said around from time to time.
Oh. Oh.
And you can kind of tell that he's like purposefully putting you on the spot a little bit.
Right. Yeah, I'm immediately uncomfortable. Oh, you don't say. You'd seek assistance from my family.
Well, I certainly don't have the means to support anything financially at the moment. My city has been sacked as far as I'm concerned. The great king here, Thorin Stonehelm, the metal that builds this city does not come cheap. How will this city rebuild itself after such a damaging blow? What will the people need to hear to make sure that the families will be fed and that their homes can be rebuilt? All of the ways of making income is seemingly put on hold at the moment. Perhaps, and he's kind of saying this as he has his hand on Thorin's shoulder and like wrapping around, if we can broker some sort of financial backing, maybe the news of mercy can be cushioned. And
My
you see
dog.
Thorin's kind of like his eyes are thinking about this.
Oh, dwarves and money. Love that for us.
You broke bitches.
Hermitha's feeling this immediately bite her in the ass. Last thing she wants is to go back home. For the Sunbury clan. Yeah, so. But she clearly, in this pained, see the tortured, she was stone faced and now she's got like this tortured look. I'm sure that the Sunbury clan would consider supporting the citadel in the sky. I'll see what I can do. And I try to brush that aside, and I talk to the Yellow King a little more about what we've learned after interacting with Taelor, and if any of these things like line up, and maybe Loki has shown more clues, and how all of these threads can somewhat connect. Maybe this isn't the time to talk about this. Maybe we need to have this conversation another day. What time is it? Oh my God. That's a great question.
Yeah,
That's
so
a great point. That's a great point.
it's like the sun is setting. It's getting into the late afternoon. But the sky is turning from blue skies into orange haze. sort of almost metaphorically signifying the blood that was spilled today. And as you look out the window of the balcony, as that yellow hue kind of starts to turn into a much harsher red. Yeah, the day is starting to set. And as the Yellow King looks over at you, as Varian sort of sees Thorin kind of looking over or thinking about this proposal. Right now, Thorin, we need allies. Whatever is about to happen, it's coming swiftly. It's combing all the lands of Volstiba, and someone has been planning this for quite some time. Now, gods may be involved.
They are involved, whether you like it or not.
I cut my eyes towards Taelor, and my face, I just have a flash of just anger. Like, if you don't hush right now. And then I turn back to our highnesses, and I say, it is of our utmost prerogative to interview this criminal. But we must do so with clear heads and clearer plans. Please let us take the night just to plan our next steps, and we will hear what Taelor has to say in the morning.
And you see Thorin. There's just this one vein on his neck that seems to be throbbing as he's just looking down, and you, Hermitha, can probably envision all of the terrible things Thorin is currently thinking in this moment as he looks down and says, "No."
Is that all he says?
Just says, "No."
Ah,
No. No, I think we'll interrogate him now. And he takes his hand and grabs him by the throat and lifts him off the ground and throws him over towards the table as Taylor's body screeches across the marble slab.
What the
Kilda, get him up. And the dwarven woman that's cascaded in these white tattoos with this sort of concrete dipped robe along them just floats over towards Taelor and lifts their hand, and you see the stone skin start to just spread across his arms and his shoulders, so he's stuck there, and on his legs become stuck in stone as he's just stuck in place for a moment. And as this dwarven high priestess just floats over and has their hands illuminating with glowing tips of fingers.
can
Thoric
I identify
Stonehelm
this? Oh, yeah, can I identify this magic?
This is, you can actually, I'm not sure if you've actually seen this before, so yeah, you can make an Arcana check.
Do I know? Is it druidic in nature?
Oh,
Partly.
thank God. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You've never really seen it in person. You who have studied, in your clerical studies, but also in high society, being around mages, having been to university and arcane colleges. Like, the dwarves themselves are a part of the cosmology of this world, so there's histories written about them, and there's some things that people would know. One thing is that through the ages is that with their kinship with stone and their relationship with the nature of the world itself, they developed their own type of a kind of druidic magic.
Interesting. I immediately, Taylor's like 30 feet away from me, 60 feet away from me.
30.
I run forward and I cast Sanctuary on Taelor.
You put it out. Sanctuary, boom, beings
And
on.
I immediately say, Your Highness, I do not mean to offend, but this is not what you do. If I can restrain myself after this person has sent one of my party members to another realm under some god's control, I expect you to do the same. I understand the losses, but we will get nowhere with torture. I do not want to follow you down this path. I beg you, please.
Make me persuasion at advantage.
Can I? Oh no, you're good.
Whatever you
for it.
want.
I don't know.
You can add to it if you want.
Well, I'll add to it. I'll add to it. Just for the
This might change the DC.
just to try and help. As they saw that I was the one holding him, I'm going to, as Hermitha casts that spell, I'll rush up next to her, just almost as like a support, and I'll give my 2 cents. I'll say, Your Highness, you know more than anyone in this room that when a hammer is used to bash into the head of one's enemy, it is a weapon, and I'll point towards Taelor. But when one uses a hammer to forge a shield to protect one's family, to protect a people, it is no longer that weapon. Give us this chance to use this splintered shield to take back what has been lost today. That is all I will say, Your Highness. There are people in this room wiser than I that will speak, and I give that place to Hermitha right now. Please, hear her out. And that's all
That's
I'll
a
say.
dirty 20 for persuasion.
Kill it, kill it, kill it!
Did you just lay back?
This king, man, I was just freaking...
Holy
It's a beautiful
shit.
speech.
You
It's a
called
beautiful
out and the
speech.
gods answered. So, as the two of you plead with Thorin Stormhelm, and you can see as soon as you do the sanctuary, this all happens rapidly fast. As you do the sanctuary, Hilda, who's the red-headed captain, puts up their pistol. The dwarf, who was a bit thinner and had this sort of living metal like suit on them, just the metal liquefies and turns into kind of a dwarven mech suit with like elongated legs and like metal arms that just akin to their body, and they're like this blade saber comes out from the hand. And it is a tense situation. You, Hermitha, steadfast in the face of Thorin, say this. Luin, go right back up Hermitha in their response. The priestess, just holding these glowing tips of fingers with their hands turning to stone, looking like they're about to jab them into the face of Taelor. Just hold steadfast. As Thorin just looks down at the ground again, and just looks over to Kelda, the priestess. Kelda? Stand down. The dwarven priestess puts down on the ground. My priestess here, Kelda Stoneshaper, is quite a formidable priestess of stone masonry. I would have loved to have seen how she would have shaped you, Taelor. But until then, your friends, if you can call them that, have let you live another day, but I promise you this. If you step out of line, if you do anything to cause harm to these heroes, or to any realms of Volstiba, You won't answer to anyone on my council. You'll answer to me.
Understood.
And dwarves don't forget. I'll be in my...
Before Taelor can say anything else, I rush between them and I say, "Thank you, Your Highness. Please, please forgive us. We will never ever raise our hands to you. Bear with our judgment. Bear with Torben's judgment. We will make this right." I look at Lewin and I say, "Please assist this prisoner to their cell." And I just keep locking eyes with Thorin.
So as Thorin kind of leaves, he sort of walks over towards where his armor is on this dummy. And he says, "Belay that. I want him here for now." You're right, Darian. We need allies. We need to start forming alliances so that nothing can rock our foundations again. And he goes over to the dummy, and there's like this massive helmet, intricately designed, chiseled to perfection. These massive shoulder pauldrons that are just huge and pointed with various designs inlaid into them that have this sort of... The cloak is a dark blue, but as he kind of takes it on and puts it out to the light, it looks like a living cloud cover over Skye. And he takes off the robe and he's just ripped. Like he's like that old grandpa dude from Tekken ripped. Like he is just 8-pack and has like scars upon scars and has like a bit of gray tough chest hair that kind of leans down over his area going down to his abdomen, and just scars all over the place. And he kind of puts into the pauldrons here, and then through the tech work of the stone magic and metal, just plates of armor just come down through his chest and through his abdomen, leaving a bit of a hole on his side. But this sort of gladiatorial dwarven-like breastplate that kind of careens down from his back and to the front sits upon him.
I'm looking around uncertainly, waiting for any command. But I let Sanctuary go down.
Sanctuary color drifts off as the stone magic kind of starts to dissipate off of Taelor's chest and legs. Thorin kind of walks back over. What allies would we have to even begin to start these conversations, Varian? Who do we know is not corrupted? Who do we know has not been taken out at this point? Many kingdoms of these lands are not exactly best friends, and you and I have been very weak allies as of late. I like this proposal of being able to tell my people that more aid is coming. Hermitha, was it?
Yes, Hermitha Leafwine at your service.
Do you think your family would be interested in being a sponsor of the reconstruction of our city?
As you know, elves are very slow at everything. My father has always had an interest in dwarven technology and would love to invest in that future. I'll try to make it as palatable as possible. I'll be your ambassador.
Good. Good. As far as allies go, Varian, you have not been the, let's say, shining example of making connections unless it's under pure necessity. We still have allies within our realms that we can count on before we need to outstretch beyond them. You! And he looks over to Clara.
Yes?
Where do you hail from?
That's a long story. Which one do you want? Originally, previously, currently.
I do not have time for games. Please.
It's it's not a game. I just honestly I don't know. Nobody that I know is from here. I mean, I was born in the plane of air, but I haven't talked to them in a really long time. I don't know they don't necessarily want to hear from me, and I don't really know how to get in touch with them. So, unless you have transplanar communications, I think that's kind of out. We have heard that people in the Feywild have been experiencing certain similar infiltrations. Potentially something more mechanical of nature than the psychic far realms influence that we've been hearing here. And well, I did at one point have friends in the Feywild, but I don't know if they're still there. But we could try.
The skies beyond our borders connect into the plane of air. We are going to need all the air support we can get. If you have any connection to any allies off into the plane of air, we would pay them handsomely.
I looked to my friends and I said, we can look, we can try. We can try. I didn't leave on the best circumstances. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, but we can try.
At this point, we'll take all the help we can get. There isn't many out there that can match our aerial might. We have done some diplomatic trips into plane of air from time to time.
You have.
Yes, we have not been there in quite some time.
How,
The
how-
Jinn rule much of the plane of air these days. The Arakakra have their own places they rule, their own resources, I should say.
who's your Wow, that's who's your contact there?
We have not spoken in some time. But the Lieutenant of the Guard, I think they were called.
That's a position that people have.
Their name was Zerk. They were a guard for the Wind Dukes of Aqua.
Yep, I know them.
Again, we have not spoken in some time, and as much as I would love to lead an expedition like this, my people need me.
Yeah. Why don't we digest that? I listen. I left under complicated circumstances that my friends here don't know about. I am open to trying, but I cannot promise any results. I know that we have friends here as well that we can reach out to at the Moss Cathedral. And I look to Louis at that point, sort of trying to.
If we're going this is out of character. If we choose to delve in that direction, DM, how much does Lewin remember at this point from our journeys into the past?
At this point,
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay. Your Highness, every realm here has a different perspective of the Moss Cathedral. What do you know?
What do I
Anything at
know?
all? Have you made any attempt, any connection at all?
With the Moss Cathedral.
Indeed.
Well, just apart from the stories, I know Varian here has tried his best to make a connection from time to time, but that was many years ago. For our part, we've just stuck to the skies. We've heard the stories, of course, rumors of the orc clans changing, transforming into something more than what people had thought they'd be. A meteor crashing into this ground. That's about it. We keep to ourselves, mostly.
Well, there's something we say in the Moss Cathedral, and it's, you don't get much people going in, but you have someone here standing before you from the Moss Cathedral. And I can't speak for all of them, but if you feel like your resources going towards that direction would be fruitful, I would offer my mace towards that cause.
You think we could have the Moss Cathedral as allies?
If not allies, then another blade.
Well, we'll need all that we can get in this war, I fear.
Yes. There are many roads we can take right now, and I don't know which is the best to take. So that's going to have to be a conversation that we have as companions. But just know that this is a road that we can.
We will leave you to talk amongst yourselves.
Before you do, is there like a map to this transplanar partition that you have to the plane of air?
We have our own secret routes that we could make available to you.
Okay, okay. And is Zerk the only person you've talked to? Is there like an under lieutenant that maybe we start low? I feel like that's really a high person for us to talk to, and maybe we aim lower.
At one point, they were the emissary for their part of that world. They would meet with us from time to time to see how our goals could be aligned, if our cultures could benefit from one another. But we have not talked in years. If there is a way you could make contact, we would be forever grateful. You don't think you can achieve this?
Nope, that's not what I said. We will confer and get back to you.
All right. We will leave you to talk amongst your team to see which option best suits you. In the meantime, you are under my protection. With all that it comes with, you will have a room to stay inside of the Thunderforge Citadel. I will have our master artisan here, and you see the dwarf who was slimmer that had the mech warrior kind of erupt around it, goes back into his suit. Thrain Goldhammer here can outfit you with something more beneficial of that of an associate of the Skyforge Dominion. Not you. And he points over to Taelor.
Oh. Counter.
It is greatly appreciated, Your Highness.
Many moves have to be made now. Varian is not in a seat of power, and we do not even know what is happening in the Astro Citadel at the moment.
We have much to plan. We'll reconvene here in the morning with a suitable plan.
Aye. My guards will show you to your rooms. Get some rest. We'll reconvene in the morning.
I'm trying so hard not to say, Taylor's welcome to a prison cell. I'm trying so hard not to be like, hope you,
Yeah,
have
you
a
all
good
can
night
get
in
stuff,
prison.
not you, Hermitha. Oh, I don't give a fuck. Thank you. So, well, who? Oh, fuck that. Yeah.
I really want to ask. I so badly want to ask. Is he
I don't
getting a
know.
room?
Yeah, I don't
Is
know where
he
else he would sleep.
Is he not
If
getting a
you-
prison?
If you and you see as King Thorn was kind of walking towards the balcony to like address sort of a crowd that started to take hold of the steps of the Thunderforge, he stops in his footprints and looks back at you. You begged for his life. Now his life is in your hands, and now yours are in his. Your fates are now intertwined. And if you can deal with him, we will.
Yeah.
And he goes off to the balcony, picks up his very jagged stone crown that looks ancient as stone itself, puts on his head, and walks out to the crowd of people starting to.
Whoa. Aura.
Well, Lewin, good night. Good luck.
And I,
You, man!
and I think it's there that we'll take our first break.
Oh my god.
Can't think of a better way to button that. But yes, everybody,
Screw you guys.
thank you so much for sticking with us. We will be right back in like 5 minutes for a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I have to
I'll
sleep
see
with
you
a
in
dark wizard. Like, I don't
And we're back. Thank you, everyone, for letting us take a little bit of a break there to refill the drinks and stretch the legs. But speaking of stretching legs, let's stretch our hearts to the crazy RP that's about to happen. That wasn't good. I don't like that. Let's take that back. Take two, everyone. This isn't live at all. Take two. God, what am I doing? I feel like I should have said, oh no, blanket. Don't steal Critical Role one-liners in this goddamn campaign, Jordy Rose. Get out the mending tape because your hearts are about to get more cracked. Never mind. We're just getting back into the show, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Wow.
Hello.
Better one-liners are coming, I swear. But, so, as we dive back into our story, being escorted down into some of the lower levels of the Thunderforge Citadel to your resting quarters, where you are going to be spending the night. Not really knowing if you'll get your own individual rooms or beds. The royal guards that escorted you up to the War Council room just takes you to what seemingly is just this bigger room that has multiple beds in it, including Taelor, and puts you all in this one space together.
As we're going down, just like at the back of the party, as quietly as possible, Clara does want to turn to Taelor before we get in the room and just say, I don't care what they say. I know that they say you can atone. There is nothing you can do to atone for your sins. And then just continues.
We'll see, Feathers. We'll see.
He's so sassy.
She
That
just
is funny,
keeps
though.
walking.
Oh, I'll atone. You
Oh,
can't
I'll
tell me
atone
not
so
to
hard.
atone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grovel. I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna help you so hard.
I'm gonna help everyone so hard. I'm gonna find some old lady that can't walk across the street, and I'll help her walk over and back across the street. I don't even care if she needs to go the other way. I'm still gonna make her go that way.
We'll see
I'm
feathers. Is so good. Okay.
I imagine you saying that in
We'll-
a Jason Statham accent. We'll see, feathers.
We'll see feathers.
Honestly, yeah.
So good.
So after you give Taelor that rib stab of a gesture, you're walked over to this stone room with proper mattresses and blankets and places to kind of hang up your clothing and things of that nature. But the royal guards kind of just direct you over to here. I'm like, this is where you'll be staying tonight. King Thorin will talk to you in the morning. Should you need anything, there are staff on hand.
Quite. Because I look up and it's just one room, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. No windows.
Yeah.
Damn.
I open
Just-
the door.
But there are some windows that emulate light. So there's kind of like a backlit of ambient, sort of darker yellow warm light that kind of peeks into the walls here. As you all kind of are let in one by one, one of the guards kind of stops for Mitha as the rest of you go into the room.
Huh.
Just takes your hand and say, "Do you want me to leave this here? Just in case you change your mind."
Is it a weapon? I'm just asking the DM.
It's the hilt of the vibro axe that they had.
Well, I can't say no. And I take it.
Just to keep you safe. We won't be far.
Very much appreciated. Thank you for your assistance. Have a good night.
And they just kind of leave.
And I walk in. Yeah. It's way bigger than me, huh? How big is this thing?
Well, it's dwarf sized, but
Oh, right.
it's
Yes.
very heavy.
Oh, so when he I'm like, absolutely. Yes, I thank you. And I try not to show I'm struggling, but I do struggle just a little bit. I just kind of hold it close to my chest, center of gravity type deal.
Yep. You
And
see
walk
two
in.
switches, one that clicks to make it the axe and another to make it the pike.
Love it. I am fascinated. The curious side of me still takes over. I'm not trying to use it on Taelor, but I am heavily fascinated by dwarven technology, and I will not ever pass up a chance to put my hands on it. So I bring it in and I sit on. Are there bunk beds? I sit on the bottom bunk, if there are bunk beds.
It's like a bunk bed situation.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh my god,
no.
it is! Oh my god!
Oh no.
I go to the very left corner and sit in that bunk bed. And I just kind of sit silently, just turning this weapon over in my hands. If Taelor says one word, I do activate it. But I don't look at them, but it does turn on.
Okay.
It's like holding my
Um,
action in conversation.
I'll make the sound.
Thank you.
What do the rest of you do?
I'm just gonna walk in and find an empty space in the room, preferably probably close to the door. Whatever bunk is closest to the door. I'll probably set my pack down in the corner between the wall and the bunk bed, and I'll start to cozy in, and I'll just keep an eye on anyone kind of analyzing everyone's facial expressions and trying to stay mindful of, Clara and how she's dealing with it. And I know Hermitha's doing a lot of masking right now, and I know that we kind of all are. I look to Rala though, and I'll say, doing all right?
Well as I can.
Yeah, I think we all are.
We're all just kind of like, she's gonna find a bunk, but she's gonna like just be tossing her stuff down. Like there's not much,
Yeah.
not much to give a fuck anymore in her movement.
I don't
Taylor's
know.
probably gonna find an empty bunk. Gross.
Didn't even just moves. Taylor moves
One
and it
step.
just
Like,
one step and it
empty
just
bunk.
activates. And I'm just like, the light glows off of my face as I just follow your movement and I'm just looking at you. And then I'll turn back to it and I'll turn it off. And then I'll just break the tension after, everybody's just kind of whispering. And, I'm like, we need a plan.
We do.
Clara, when was the last time? Were you just shaking your head?
No.
Clara,
Yes.
I sensed your apprehension to visit the plane of air. I'm sure you sensed my apprehension to go back home.
Yeah, I think we should talk about that. Tell me about that.
Let's wait. Let's weigh it. Let's wait. You first. We're very close to the plane of air, apparently. So
Yeah,
I think you should.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not that old. I'm only like, I don't know exactly, but like maybe 5. And I know in your years, it's like 3 times that, maybe 6 times that. I always lose count. But I haven't been around for very long. And it's been about half of that since I've been home. So maybe not a long time in your lifetime, but most of mine. And I didn't really leave in the best circumstances. I kind of got kicked out but by my dad, whose name is Zerk.
That could be in character. That's
in character.
And yeah, I mean, it sucks that like they haven't heard from him, and I hope he's okay. But so okay, how do I start? Well, my parents were pretty high-ranking members of the Protectorate for the Wind Dukes of Aqua, which are sort of like elemental spirits or angels of beings in the plane of air, and I don't even really know if they're real or if like I think we were kind of like waiting for them to come back because like the Jinn had taken over and they used to have I don't really know the intricacies of the religion, but Dad was like pretty high up. And
Right.
well, he liked things a certain way. Things were by the book. There was a decorum to uphold, and I don't know if you've noticed, I'm not the best at upholding decorum all the time.
Understandable.
Mhm. And I like bamf Truffy out at this point to physically hug him as I continue.
Aw, like a little plushy bear. Yeah.
Yep. I never really felt like myself. I was born a girl. And girls, if you don't know Aarakocra, we have like pretty boring wings. They're like brown or gray, sometimes maybe like a little bit of gold, but I just never really felt that I like suited that. And all the boys had all these pretty colors, and they were red and blue and multicolor, and I just wanted to be like them. I wanted to be like Dad, and I wanted to be like my big brother. And, well, one night, me and my best friend, we snuck out and we decided to dye the colors because Dad wouldn't let me. But I thought, if I just woke up in the morning and I could just be like, I don't know what happened. I woke up like this. But it turned out while we were gone, there was an attack of the djinn. I think it was the djinn anyways, maybe even stronger like elementals, on my family, and my baby brother and sister, well, they didn't make it. And I was
so
looking after
sorry,
them.
Clara. Yeah.
Thank you. I was looking after them because my mom also left us. It was just, it was a real mess. That's why I came here originally, was I wanted to find her. But yeah, when I showed up in the morning and everything was in chaos, Dad blamed me for their death, and he also was not happy about the wings, and he kicked me out. And I fell from the plane of air, and that's when I got caught up with Cordy, and we were looking for some vestiges, and then Cordy left, and then now I'm here. And I was here with Torby, but now I'm here without Torby. Yeah, so it's been a while.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Clara. It must be
dear.
very hard.
Yeah.
Well, I can't very well make you go and face your father. I'm kind of away from my parents. They didn't want me to go out or leave. Elves don't really leave. But I wanted to. I wanted to adventure. And yes, I kind of snuck away from home, so my parents are furious, as you would know, as parents are. I ran away from mine, but I guess you were exiled from yours. It's a hard about. We are so close, but I won't push you.
Well, I do appreciate that, but we have to get Torben back. It's non-negotiable, and we can't do it alone. And maybe we can face our fears together. Maybe I can face mine, and well, if we can find him, but I can go back and you can go see yours, and we'll be there for each other, because that's what friends do, right?
Quite right. At least your father sounds like they'll listen to reason.
We can try. I mean, he is logical, but when there's people that it's their logic that matters and nobody else's, and they sort of talk
they're
circles
stubborn.
around you.
Got it. Understood. No problem. And, Lewin! Pretty bold claims you were making out there. The Moss Cathedral and all.
I think some of it I genuinely do. I do feel that way. And then some of it might have been gotten swept in the moment. But I think I do mean it. If a reconnection with the Moss Cathedral means that all of this goes down smoother and there's a support backline for the dwarves in the sky and the ground troops against whatever that might be, then so be it. But I don't know. If I can help with that, I think I could. I think I could. I don't think that would be that bad, but
Well,
I
I
don't
don't suppose
know.
you'd like to go
Yeah.
first.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I don't have parents really. I don't think so. I mean, if that puts me at the top of the list, then so be it. But that's fine.
and as far as we know, they are uncorrupt from the powers in this land, because they're
As
so isolated.
That's the hope. They've always had a very strong backbone against corruption in general, if whether it be morality wise or physical magical corruption. Yes, so I trust them, but it's been a while since I've helped them fight their skirmishes as a mercenary, so I don't know exactly how that's going, but I'm down to try if you all are. I don't know if
Problem.
Rala has any back connections if that you'd like to bring to the table, but you'd have. I know that you're not going to bring them on to the table on your own, so that's why I'm including you in this conversation, only the slightest bit forcibly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yep, she's gonna like cross leg up on her bunk and just. I know 2 monks in the whole wide world, and no one else that I've ever known would be worth searching for help from.
Pirates, apparently, or something like that. So what's
She's just gonna kind of like.
No, this is a great time to talk about it, I think, because listen, we've been busy, all right? We've been busy this past few months, this past few weeks. I don't know how long we've been on the road, but we can put things on the table, all right? Pirates, apparently, or something like that. Pirate monks. I don't know what's going on over there, but sounds badass.
She's gonna like actually laugh. Like she's gonna have a genuine laugh at that, and just pirate monks. Well, no, I do know my 2 people that I know. I have a father. I have one.
I put you at the top of the list, so.
But it's just him and his daughter. I don't. Maybe he knows more people in his community, but I was never a part of his community. I was a home study, homebody, and I know my sister.
Wow.
That as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A father and a sister.
That's 2.
That's the guy and the girl ones.
The guy and the girl ones.
Yes, okay. Yes.
I love that for you. You know, if you think any of your, connections or relatives can add to the cause, I won't push you, but sounds, yeah. Maybe they know someone. I don't know.
I'm gonna ask DM question that would my family know far realm things? Because like it's written in my backstory that they were observers of mind flayers, but would they have information? I learned for fuck's sake.
Damn it.
As spacing out on a map where your individual paths intersect with information that would be valuable to this story. They're all intersecting in different ways, but for you, Rala, you have a direct connection with some folks that have the best knowledge of far realm antics and histories and creatures more than anybody.
It's like I
It's
don't
like
want
this story
to.
was curated specially.
That's not my fault.
So she's just gonna I'll have her cut herself off and just kind of like.
I guess it.
I guess maybe we do have a lot of books, and I did kind of learn everything I know from his books.
Wow. That sounds so useful, honestly. Maybe we need to add that to the list.
She's just gonna kind of lean back on her hands and okay. They live in a very small house. We couldn't all bombard them. I don't think they've seen people. I think they know their community. I don't know that they know people. This would be really hard.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Are
Don't
they
worry.
here or like are they in a different plane?
We're in the sky right now, right? Yeah, they're on the ground.
Okay.
They're down there.
Got it.
They're nowhere fancy. They have a small home.
So it looks like it's between the political / financial support of the Sunberries, the air support and close proximity of the plane of air, or the far realm influence of your people, or the strength in numbers of the Moss Cathedral. So this is all. Yeah.
There's one more option.
Money.
we haven't
There is.
considered.
What do your notes say, Clara?
Well, what about the rest of the Asgardians? I don't think all of them are corrupted. And I look at Taelor.
I was
and
gonna say, I was
look
gonna,
at Hermitha. I'm like,
Ah,
Ah,
right.
I didn't know how to bring him into the conversation. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Wizard. Oh, we don't know if he's.
don't
Do we
worry.
know? Do we like as a classification? Is that something that we just like know? Like, is wizard like a general term we can use towards like a spell caster, or do we even? I don't even know. I'll call him
I-
wizard.
I didn't forget about you.
Mm.
And I'll just stand up and sidle, over his way. Just looking at my feet while I go up. You need a plan. You have a lot to say tomorrow, and they will not hold back. By the grace of Torbin, I will protect you as best as I can. But you must protect yourself tomorrow. Do you have any idea of what you're going to say?
Some things that are more influential than money and armies is information. So I'll give them what they need to turn the tide of this battle
Want to
and see
clue
what
us
I can
in?
remember as I I was gonna say as I go into my mind palace, but no.
We can bring this into canon.
No.
the Asgardians and their mind palaces.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yes, of course.
I need to find ways to unlock the memories that were shared with Loki and give them a more truer lens to look upon them in a more clear way.
With all that conjecture, do you have any tangible way to do that? A clear path forward?
Oh, I can cast and read the runes and try some rituals to see if we can unlock some things.
Mm.
But all I know is that Loki feels betrayed. He wants to rewrite the past he has experienced and wants to correct the course of events leading to the future.
Mm.
And I was an instrument in that, and I will give what information I can get in order to do that so we can get Torben back, so we can stop the far realm influence taking over, because it's far more entrenched, thought out, and planned than all you realize.
I have a question. How did Loki get involved with the Far Realm's influence?
I don't remember. He didn't tell
TM,
me.
Mm.
would I know that typically a memory alteration is considered like a curse? Is there a check I can make for that?
Modify memory can be healed in a few different ways if that's the route that you go down. But some memory modifications are spells that have solutions. Some are, with stronger magic, barriers in place to safeguard information that have other means of being conquered. Some can be aided through magic and other means, and some the individual has to conquer themselves.
Right. Well, hopefully you get your goddamn memory back so that we can figure out how all this started, because I feel that might be, well, a clue to unraveling everything.
I
What
agree.
was the deal he made you again? That he would take your pain away if you helped him? There was no more?
Initially, he offered relief. Relief of this pain that I'm finding is starting to creep back. It's constant, overbearing, and before I met with Loki, it was overwhelming. You would try and find any sense of reprieve or release. Healing magic helped temporarily, potions temporarily, but it would always find its way back, and I just wanted it to be gone. So he offered that, and I took it without, as smart as I am, I wasn't thinking in that moment. I just wanted it to be gone. And in that contract, he found his way up here.
Yeah.
And like an infection slowly creeping through the wounds, he took his time, altered things, changed things, poked, prodded, until I was the instrument that he needed for his purpose.
That
Okay,
really
Lord.
sucks.
Not to get or pry too much, but this pain of yours,
Yeah.
do you know of its source?
I was almost eaten by a dragon until Torben saved me. It was his idea to go fight it, but we didn't know the size or immensity of that dragon it was, but it was formidable. And as it was clamping down on my body and the life felt like I was going to meet the gods. Torben with his hammer smashed that dragon upside of the head and was able to release me from its grasp, but since then, no healing magic, no alchemy has been able to fix what's broken as he rubs his side into his back.
The mind is a powerful thing. I won't presume to know why your pain persists, but it might be a part of the key. Maybe by mastering it, you'll be able to master yourself. But everyone, I can't help but notice all of our answers lie in our homes. Maybe I should consort with Hestia, the goddess of hearth and home. We'll consider that on our journey. For now, we'll decide where we start. Clara?
I
We'll be
think
by
we
your
sh-
side. Yes.
I think we should start at home. I know that it's gonna be hard, but I have you. I have my friends. And it's close, and if oh gosh, if the garrison is 1/10 of what it once was, they'll be so strong. But I don't know
That's a
how to
good dream.
reach them. I don't have a way to talk to them. They kind of wanted to make sure I could kind of never get back. So we might be kind of going in blind is the only thing through these secret tunnels. Oh, and I should mention, if you can't fly there, you're just gonna drop. So we gotta get the dwarves to figure that out. Just side note. Just
Yeah, there's
Great
no-
point.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's
Honestly-
no ground in the plane of air.
no.
So glad you're
no.
here.
The clouds, they're constantly moving down, and you'll just fall through them. That's what the cities are on, and yeah. So we gotta get everybody some wings, or
Well,
like,
just flapping constantly.
Yeah,
I'm just
kinda,
fascinated.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Sleep
Yeah.
that way. Oh, wow. Okay. Don't
Yeah,
lay on a
kind
gust
of.
of wind. Oh, got it.
Oh, well, like we have like little beds and clouds and stuff like that, but everybody kind of takes turns watching over each other. It's
Precious. Precious.
Oh,
Well, good thing
constant
we're
air.
basically in the most advanced city in the world. So
And
it's like
they
it was
offer-
planned that way by somebody
Yes.
really specifically.
And you did hear how they said their forges were open to us. There's that.
Louis, you can finally get a badass
I-
mace or like
I
a
do.
grappling hook.
A grapple. I've never thought of a grappling hook until now, and I love that idea a
this
lot.
is great.
And you can
I
grab
love
them,
it.
pull them towards you.
Sickle on a chain.
Just
Mace
all
on a
dressed
chain.
as Batman. Just
Mace on a chain.
Yeah. Luane is now Batman.
Does it. Stop it.
And I start to like.
For Torben.
That's exactly what it is.
Justice
Yeah.
for Tobin. Crystal Vanguard. I am the name.
This is going to be so fun to edit for the podcast.
Yeah.
So fun.
So when the media starts drawing schematics of like weapons and things. That's
Clara
funny.
will help. Clara will be like, "Oh, you should have this and maybe make it a little longer and like just."
It just becomes a mass of like spikes and chains, and it's just not even like a recognizable object anymore.
And that makes it the best part. Nobody's going to know what it is.
Perfect. So,
So plane of air, and then gear up before then is what the plan seems to be.
absolutely. And then we'll make the best path between all of our homes. And we'll go from there, rallying support under kings, these two kings. And you've given me enough information, Taelor, to sell your case. So we'll see how it goes in the morning. Good night, everyone. It's been a long day, and I know we'll have trouble
night.
sleeping. I will be up.
Should we take turns taking watch? I know we don't do that often, but I feel like this is a special circumstance.
Good night. Honestly. Anyone want to go first?
I can.
Okay, Clara.
Okay. You can make me a perception check if you want.
Would this be? Why do I have? Oh, that's my other character. You guys, I'm just too many Claras.
The other Clara.
That's a 15.
15. Yeah, you're all enclosed in this stone place of rest, essentially. There's not a really lot of ways to get in except the front door. The walls are solid rock. Feel pretty safe and secure as the rest of your friends start to bed down and lay their heads down on their pillows. There's just, you hear the footsteps every so often of guards rolling by. But, yeah. Nothing to report.
Okay. I'll wake Lewin up next.
Okay. Already?
Yeah, it was pretty chill to be honest. Like guards walking past, it's been pretty quiet.
Okay.
I just have one question for you. And if it's too personal, totally let
No,
me know. What's been
course.
going on with your voice today?
Yeah, I think all this talk of the Moss Cathedral, honestly, kind of bringing me back to my roots.
Is
Weird,
that
huh?
what you sound like normally?
I don't, at this point, I don't even know what normal sounds like, so.
It's so pretty. I really think
Is
you should
it?
talk like that all the time.
Oh.
Like,
I don't even think it's a choice at this point. I look over at Taelor. Is Taelor awake?
I don't know, is Taylor awake?
Yes.
Staring at the ceiling.
I'm like,
He's holding a little stone figurine of a little cat's head, holding it to his chest as he's staring at the ceiling.
That's really cute.
Moment of awe.
There's just a quiet silence before I look back at Claire and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Everything kind of is up in the air right now. Up in the air? Funny joke.
Up in
Sorry.
the air? Oh my god.
Right, sorry.
Maybe it's like the presence of the dwarves, because like it kind of sounds like them, and maybe
you know
it's like
what?
bringing it out in you.
As the two of you
Oh no, we can't.
We can't do it.
continue to chat, the two of you kind of having your own conversation amongst yourselves, trying to lighten the mood of what has transpired before. Taelor, as you're looking up at the ceiling, fondling that stone cat head.
Kevin, why would you
Stop.
say fondling?
No, fondling's fine. Fondling's fine. Keep going, Kevin.
I'm screaming.
Fondling, caressing, smoothing over with your hand.
Okay,
Right.
don't go that further because it's a representation of something that you don't
Oh.
want to
No,
suggest.
no, I won't.
Escort.
Yes.
But
The Lord.
as you are holding the cat's head in your hand, God damn it, Anastasia, you notice a faint hue
Mm.
of green light.
Ah.
On the ceiling.
Taelor
Or-
does?
Over to the left of you on the bed. As Moss, as Lewin and Clara are just talking amongst themselves, it's almost like their voices start to become muffled and silent. The dull green light beside you on the bed, noticeable to you. You look over, nobody else notices it, and you see another figure, their hands on their chest, laying on the bunk bed across from you, their head up. They look over. Hello, my friend. Bald head, long beard. Now with a green cloak over their leather armor is Torben.
Evil Torben.
Hello, old friend.
How are you liking your new environment?
It's clear as crystal.
Well, I'm happy for you then. That your mind is no longer fogged by influence. How are you enjoying the Crystal Vanguard's company?
I can see why you sacrificed yourself, not only for me, but for them.
Yes, well, those days are over. That to be the last time I sacrifice myself in that way. You know this is your fault, right? You're going to get them all killed.
You know, Loki, you can weave your words and pull your strings and lock your chains. But I see you. I see you.
As the form of Torben has a bright green light from the boot all the way up to the top of his head, as the form changes to a much slender man with high cheekbones, angular features, long black hair, the tattered green cloak over to their side, the metal horns sprout off them head. Oh, come on now. Was it that obvious? I thought my acting was getting so much. Hello there, my friends. You know that thing that you guys say all the time? I thought I, nailed that.
Well, the thing, you're able to find your way into my mind and chip away at that. A much harder thing to break into, which you've probably already found out with Torben, is his heart.
Yes, seemingly that individual would do anything for his friends or family. And I mean anything. You, however, were always a little bit more of a harder nut to crack. That's why we had to make that old collar around you, right? Get through that mind palace that you and Torben talked about all the time.
Yes. Well, now that my mind is clearer, and you no longer have your chains and your strings to pull on. You'll
Well,
just
it
have to.
Well, it can't be that clear if you're still looking at me.
You find your way. You find your way. But I have friends now. Powerful
Oh!
friends.
Oh! My mistake! And he jumps down from the top bunk as the silenced voices of Clara and Lewin are talking, kind of laughing amongst themselves. I did not realize that these were friends. Friends that threaten, friends that would easily cast you aside at a moment's notice. Oh, my word. With friends like those, who needs enemies, am I right? I had a lot of friends once as well. Friends that wanted to keep me under their boot and rob me of what was rightfully mine.
And what was that again?
Odin, Thor, oh, these big muscly men who think they know how to rule the world better than everybody else, how the world should work. Well, there's no Odin anymore, and there's no Thor. There is only Loki. Laufey-san. And you, we did a lot of good together, my friend.
Yeah.
We were going to make the world a better place for everyone. We were going to rewrite history, clean the slate, and now... Well, I had to trade you off for somebody who can get me through certain doors that I wasn't allowed to be behind anymore. But now, look at where you are. Right in the heart of the very body we were trying to infect. This is your moment, Taelor. The pain that I was providing comfort for, it's going to come back. You're doing fine now, but we both know you can't control the fire that is burning within. Sooner or later, that wick is going to snap. And that fire will spread to everyone you touch. Just as it has for all your life. At
There
least...
you go again. There you go again. The manipulator, the master puller of strings, the prodding at memories and wounds to get what you want. It worked for a while. I don't think it'll work anymore.
Is that so? Do you think your friends will still consider maybe a thimble of acceptance to keep you around if they notice a howl in the distance? They see the hair growing on your back? Maybe. We should let them decide right now if that's something that they want to deal with. Huh? I don't know, which finger should I snap with? I feel like the middle one's got a good ringing sound to it. Maybe I could try with the... I'm not very good with the forefinger, though. It just kind of just flumbles a little bit.
don't I try my snap? And he'll cast Wall of Force around them.
Oh! Oh no! Oh! Oh, there's a wall of force around me! Help! Help! Somebody help! And he just like steps through it. He's like, you know, you're in a dream, right? I mean, no one can hear me in here. It's okay. For somebody who was a master tactician, you're not really that bright sometimes. I'm just saying. It's just. I don't know. But, you know, I guess I'll let you sleep. I thought I would just come and offer one last hand before you get a front row seat at the world that you know crumbles all around you. Thought maybe you could have a piece of it. Thought maybe you could hand pick who gets to be, I don't know, who gets to come with us on this next journey rather than being a footnote. Or maybe erased altogether. Family lineages, memories gone forever. Footprints that were laid down become leveled grass. Grown over. A new start. But seems like I can't convince you. Just too bad. We had a lot of good times together.
Well, you could. Like, what are you planning? You
What am
could you could convince me if you told me what you were trying to do.
That is a good offer, isn't it? Divulge my plan to the person I can't control anymore. Yes, that is a smart tactic there, Taelor. I should take that under consideration. Or maybe I should seek out new recruits who don't just turn around and collapse on the master plan when they suddenly aren't I'm in control of my own mind again. Oh, I don't like doing bad things. I wonder if that certain... Oh, you wouldn't know this, but your friends really care about a certain goblin named Blob. I don't really know why someone is named after a sound effect. Fucking weird if you ask me. Prime candidate, though. The cursing that surges through goblins' veins, easily taken over. I remember seeing something about a cursed scimitar and they went gaga for it, or something on their head that I think could be a good tuning fork, you know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. That's just one of the many friends that could possibly be at harm here if you keep going down the path you're going, and they'll know it was you. They'll know you had something to do with it.
Well, it's like the pain of the physical pain that you caused to go away is not levied against the guilt that I feel of all the acts you made me do while in your control. The scales are not tipped in your favor.
That's a pity. That's a pity. Well, we tried, didn't we? That's all you can ever do at the end of the day. You have fun parading around, trying to act like a hero again. I have work to do.
Like, what work are you doing?
Again, the clever mind tricks of Taelor is just too tantalizing to resist.
Well, here's the thing. You're either a part of my imagination manifesting in nightmares, or you're Loki himself. So what chaos can you bring into this situation just by saying what your plans are? If you're a god, omnipotent and powerful, it doesn't matter who knows your plan. let alone a weak little wizard that is crippled and is going to be overcome with pain.
Challenge accepted. But I'll bite. See you in Asgard. And you just
I can't believe we're fighting the Grinch. This is cruelty.
Can I make an insight check to see if that was just like an echoed figment of Loki in my brain, or if that was like actually Loki?
you can make an intelligence check.
Nuts. This is nuts.
I hate that guy. I hate that guy.
He's so conniving, man.
It's a
And
natural
he's
one.
putting.
Oh! God damn.
So not this time, I don't think.
So, obviously, hard to discern. You aren't sure if that was Loki himself or remnants of his magic that's still sort of lingering in your head. There's a loose connection still there. After, one is poisoned, it takes a while for it to be flushed out of your system. So you're not too sure if it was a figment of your imagination or the real guy talking there. But as the vision comes out, suddenly the voices of Clara and Luwin kind of snap back into what they were talking about.
Oh my god, and in this part, maybe it can make you invisible? And then you can grapple and climb and breathe underwater and swim and be invisible at the same time.
That's what I'm talking about. And I'm all like half asleep on my first hour of the watch. I'm like,
Okay, you gotta sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Oh.
Keep an eye on this guy. He seems pretty out of it. I think it's fine. Nothing's happening over there at all.
He's
Nothing.
probably like drenched in sweat and like
He's a
panting.
real sweaty guy. Maybe he needs his own bed all the like. Maybe
I
we gotta
think
get him a
he's-
fan.
he's probably got anxiety, man. Probably. I mean,
I don't know what that's like. What is?
Rala
what's
does
that?
it sometimes.
So
Oh.
did I I woke up with it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can see his eyes open, and he's
Yo, buddy, you okay? Why? What's going on?
I'm fine. It was
Okay.
just a nightmare.
I'm constantly in a nightmare of my own making. I know what that's like. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
That was okay. All right. She does that sometimes, Taelor. It's like you're speaking to a figment of your imagination that actually drops something entirely deep. No idea how that happens, but it does.
You meet people in your life that tend to not have a filter for surface thoughts, that just kind of find their way out without. Yeah, I've met a few in my life.
I can hear you. We're all in the same room.
Clara, go to bed.
Okay, bye. I love
Good night,
you.
Clara. I love you too. Good night. And I
Oh goodness.
just prop myself up on my mace and then sit back up and I'm facing the door again.
One thing we have to think about is I haven't been sleeping this whole time.
Yeah.
Loki, he had access to my memories. Everything I cared about, I loved, insecurities, things he could poke and prod at. He now has that same access with Torben.
He's gonna know our weaknesses, is what you're saying.
Everything that Torben knows, he now knows.
Which means that in a way we're going to have to become different people or stronger people I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that I don't know. For however long, you've had multiple people telling you who you should be. I know you're stuck with us, and I don't know what to expect from you. But I'll be damned if I tell you who you're supposed to be, so don't let any of us do that either. Understand? Alright?
Understood.
I don't know where this road is going, but I trust Torben. Alright? So, as harsh as Hermitha can sound, and as safe and all the precautions that she needs to take, she does it out of a necessity. And you're smart enough to know what that's like as a leader in battle. I know you're not going to mind it, but just know we're all going down the same road now, so screw it, right?
As rough as they want to make it for me, it's fine as long as we get there.
Well, I don't know. Fate will what it wills. That's all I know.
Fate's a funny thing. It tends to find a way of manifesting itself in your beliefs.
You're telling me.
And our beliefs in if fate has a path for each and every one of us. If we believe in our path and where we are going, I think fate will find its will in that path.
Indeed. Indeed. You better stop talking. I'm going to start liking you or something like that.
That's all right. You're not as mopey as you seem to be.
Just externally, my friend. And I didn't say that last part either. All right. I'm going to continue this watch. You have got a lot of hours of sleep to catch up on. And you've got a lot of things to think about before tomorrow morning. So you better get to work on that. And I'll get to work on this. And I just point towards the door.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay. So unless somebody has something they'd want to do before the next day comes, just say that everyone goes through their watches. Yes?
I just have a mechanics question.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Are we
mechanics.
playing? We're playing with new D&D rules about switching out spells, right? That I could only do it on level up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Would Taelor have recognized Hermitha's ring as a magical ring of storing?
Yeah, you would, yeah.
Is Hermitha asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Is she wearing the ring?
Hermitha. Yep.
How can I do this? He will lay in his bunk and ritually cast Find Familiar
Mm-hmm.
and make a little spider. And he will have it crawl over to where he's like, he will tell his little familiar, okay, Mita's wearing a ring. I need you to go put out your spindly little leg, like, and just touch it for me for a second, okay? So his spider will go, and when he touches it, he's going to put 3 shield spells into the ring and 2 absorb element spells into the ring. Because he feels bad about throwing a fireball at them.
I forgot about that.
Before he goes to bed.
Okay. I don't know if I was gonna make you roll a stealth check for that, but I think
Spider.
yeah, it's a spider. It's super small. I don't think it's even needed. It just crawls over, ding, little leg on the ring, and just conduit for those spells to go into it. Because I don't even think you put any spells into the ring, as far as I remember.
I don't think you have yet.
I think you put.
We put one in way
We
long
put
ago.
several, but I've used them.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. So there's room for it.
Cool.
Yes, there is.
Got to keep
We
our
had
cleric
literally
up.
just trained them. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God! Wait, Torben took the scrolls. Oh my no!
Torben
Everything.
has everything. He has the shards.
The
he
money.
has the money. He has the fairy wings. He has the
just
silver
hit me.
bell. He has the acorn.
We're gonna go to
Wait,
deal with him,
wait.
and he's just gonna fly down from.
Didn't I thought I gave the bell to Rala,
Oh, so maybe yeah.
I
So
do, yeah.
Rala has the
and
bell.
I gave
yeah,
you the
sorry.
acorn because it was
Damn.
druidic. So you do
Does he
have
have
that
Okay.
acorn.
I gotta write
Okay.
that down.
The shard. Do we have the shard?
No,
I can't
He has
Yes,
remember.
the shard.
Yeah.
no, he
sure.
he had it every time it was taken out of Torben's
We
bag.
are in the technological peak of the realm, though. So like,
Yeah.
there's that at the very
We'll
least.
see what
so-
happens with
Yeah.
what everyone else gets.
All the scrolls.
So it's just a straight up bell, right? I need to write that down.
Fairy bell.
It's a bell
Summoning.
of summon fae.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm gonna add that so that I don't use it at a stupid time.
We're in the armory. Summon the fae.
Hello, guys. Like, no.
Oh, I gotta get their attention. Ding, ding. Oh no!
Ah, okay. Phew.
Okay. So after your long rest, which, by the way, did you all level up after the Taelor fight?
I pre-did it. Yeah,
Okay. Just want to make sure.
So what level is that now? 10?
we should be at 10.
Okay, cool. I did then.
Level up, level up.
Yeah.
Then we're all healed.
So one by one, you all, fully healed. Spell slots back.
Oh, thank you.
Everything should be
Oh, my
as
key
they
points
were.
back. Holy shit.
Key points back. Very helpful. But after that, you all wake up one by one. The sort of light in the window kind of mimicking sunlight as it is outside. But you wake up one by one. What would you like to do?
Right. I make sure I have my little morning conversation with Hestia, as I do every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we do for food? I'm gonna go out and ask one of the guards about food.
Yeah, so as soon as you are like, you show them that they're awake, there was an in-house guard near your quarters. Just say to them that like, hey, we've woken up, we're just really hungry, and they kind of run out to get you some fruit, some mixed nuts, and just things that you can have just for a quick breakfast in the meantime.
Awesome. All right. Is everyone prepared?
I think so. As prepared as we're
All
going to be.
good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You should be asking him.
My ring feels full. It's heavier than usual. What's that about? And then I detect, magic on it.
Yeah. So you can tell that you're kind of attuned to it, so you can kind of tell that it's got more of a heft to it than usual. There's definitely magic in there, and you kind of take a moment to focus on it, and you can feel the essence of various spells through it, and you can feel the shield spells and the absorb elements in it that weren't there before.
Oh.
Sarah, are you messing with my ring again?
No, I promise. I made a pact to you that I would never touch it without your permission, and I have stayed true to that.
You can always just ask. It's okay.
I know, but I promise. Wait with
Okay.
me.
Interesting. All right. We shouldn't keep them waiting. Let's go.
Okay. So as you make your way sort of with the royal guards back over to the war room, where they sort of asked you to meet up with them when you were ready. Through the elevator and all that, you find yourselves back in the quarters where you started the day, or yesterday, I should say. Only one person in the room today, and that is the Master Artisan, the dwarven, slender gentleman who had the sort of living metal that was in the form of a brass suit in front of you, and was like, all right, you're awake. That's perfect. Okay, I've got things for you that Thorin has given the okay to go. Kind of modified it a little bit. By the way, my name is Thrain Goldhammer, Master Artisan of the Skyforge Dominion here. So, nice to meet you all. Thank you for your service. We very much appreciate it. Step right here. I'll just put this all on the table for you. And just put down kind of a kink, like a sack of just random things that are kind of in it. I know, a little bit crude, but, you know, you work with what you got. All right, so, let me see here. What did I go here? One of you's punchy with your fists, right? Ah, there we go. Okay, so, got a couple of things here for you. Got these gauntlets here for you. Are you wearing any gauntlets currently?
Um,
No? Alright. Rolla, was it? Right? Yeah. Just come over here for a minute. And kind of goes over. It's this very chunky, angular metal and stone gauntlet that has a few sort of designs of like lightning and wind kind of coming off of either side of it. All right, let me just snap that into place there. All right.
oh my gosh, your Vi from Arcane.
Here. And he just lets his suit kind of make the mech warrior around him, and then he puts up the cage and steps out of it. You can punch that thing. It'll take it. It's all right. Go for it.
I'll swing.
You just do this lightning strike into the cage of the mech warrior suit that the dwarf gets out of. So you have windborne strikes once per turn. When you hit an unarmed strike, you can deal additional 1d6 lightning damage and push the target back 5 feet.
This is a
What are they
horrible
called?
thing for me to have.
What are they called, Kev? I just want to write it down.
Windborne strikes.
Holy smacks.
Perfect.
Oh, if you're able to hit multiple times at 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet.
Beautiful. So I'm just gonna write down. It does lightning damage. How much lightning damage?
D6. Just 1d6 per hit. So it adds a d6 of damage per hit and can push it back 5 feet.
Beautiful. And those are just on my hands. I don't have
Yeah,
to do-
gauntlets.
Beautiful.
And for you, I noticed you've got that funny looking small dinky shield on your forearm there that I don't know what the fuck that blocks, but we can make it better. We can make it a little bit better. Come here.
Alright.
I don't know how much your little forearm cardboard blocker there can do, but all right, we've got a few modifications. It kind of pulls out a few couplings, like they look like stone metal augments. So I've got a few choices for you. These will just solely attach to whatever that thing is. It might short it out. I don't know how good it is. So one is kind of conductive defense. It puts the coupling on it, and it kind of just... They're all in very angular, chunky designs that kind of layer on top of it. As he puts it onto your shield, it kind of sinks in a bit more and melds with the metal. All right, so this one... Rala, was it? You want to give me your gauntlet for a minute? Thank you. Puts it on his massive, like, or like not massive, but like fairly strong forearm. All right, put up your thing.
A brace.
All right, move your back leg back a bit. Yeah, it's a better stance. It just punches it head on. It hits it, and you see an absorption of the hit. That has like the coupling on it has little battery
Like bars?
thank you, Jesus. battery bars on it. Go doo 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 doo. So you have the option of when hit by a melee attack, you can use your action to discharge the stored energy. The attacker has to make a DC 15 dexterity save or take 2d8 lightning damage.
So it's like Black Panther suit shield.
A little bit.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Or if you'll allow me, and he kind of takes a part of it and just like puts it upside down and takes inside of it kind of looks like it kind of looks like a anchor almost.
Whoa.
In the design of it. Kind of what like Thor's hammer kind of looks like. How it has kind of an anchor on the top of it and sort of a handle. He kind of takes the V part of the end of it, puts it upside down like an arrow pointing down, and takes the angular parts and puts them up. So it just looks like one straight sort of rectangle on your shield. Pushes a button inside. All right, so take your shield, slam it on the ground.
I take it and just go to the ground.
And the pulse from the beacon inside just sends out sort of a lightning lash. As an action, you slam the shield onto the ground until the start of your next turn. A single target creature within 10 feet can't willingly move away from you.
Whoa. Within 10 feet? You can lash them? No one's escaping me.
Or
I'm Batman.
A carpenter will never escape my sprint again.
the other option is like, and then the third option
What?
takes it off
There's 3?
and kind of puts it on your back. And so this is one of 3. You don't get all 3.
Oh, okay. I gotta choose.
Takes it off and then puts it on your back onto like where your breastplate is, the back armor part, kind of sticks it on there. All right. Sorry about this. And he just pushes you and you go, you fall back forward and the energy from the coupling kind of sends out a pulse and you fall back. So you gain advantage on saving throws against being knocked prone or pushed.
Oh, shoot.
It can't handle like all 3 kind of modifications, but
Right.
you know, you could, whatever one you wanted to do, it can kind of just make sure it does that.
Dude, the lashing is
Yeah,
really
the lash
cool.
is pretty good. Yeah. I might have to go with that one, I think.
All right.
Yeah. I think
It only
so.
works for things that are about as big as you, maybe a little bit bigger, but it won't
That's
stop
fine.
like a fucking T-Rex from moving or anything.
yeah.
But
Yeah. You know, you wouldn't happen to have any anything in the shape of this, would you? Just offhand. I mean, listen, I'm entirely grateful, and I bring up my mace and just like, yeah, got anything of this kind of shape or likeness to it at all? Not to put any pressure on you. I can come back next time. It's just
no, we could definitely do something.
well, I only
for
asked
you
because we've just lost our biggest damage dealer, and that puts a lot of stress on me. So as much as I appreciate the defensive maneuvers, you know, I want to be able to protect my group
there. All right.
with offense as well. But take your time.
Okay.
Don't let me, you know.
You know what? All right. Let me see that. Let me see that little thing there.
This rusty, like gothic looking mace. And just hand it.
Gong, 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 gong. Kind of hits it against the war table a little bit. The vibration of the metal kind of goes. He's listening to like a tuning fork. Yeah, this is very, very crude. How long have you had this thing for?
I can't even remember how long.
All right. Let me just puts on these goggles on his eyes and kind of looks at it and twitches a couple switches on it. They kind of extend a couple glass frames further. All right. And the Mexi's like, come here. The Mexi kind of walks over to him. Can you do the blade for a minute? This like big energy blade comes out of the forearm of the mech warrior. He's like, good. Just cuts off the handle of it. So it has the ball. All right. We get one of them chains behind you. All right. It's just Bring out the other tool. Little blowtorch fuses the chain into the ball of the spiked sphere. You've got a couple chain of like 15 feet of chain on it. He's like, all right, you go with that. Just looks
The music is-
around.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. Still got it. Picks up the old handle. Attaches it to the other chain. I'm not really allowed to do this, but you're a partnered with Skyforge Dominion. You're one of us now.
Yeah.
Takes a vial from one of his sort of pockets in his inside jacket. Scoops up some of the liquid metal inside of his jacket and the handle, and he pours it on top, and it kind of burns through the solid handle and makes it a bit hollow inside, and it starts to cover the outside, and then it shines it, and it starts to climb up the chain of the mace and makes it this like shining gold brass kind of color from the dark sort of charcoal gray metal that it was before. All right, that's and the whole chain goes back into the handle, and the spiked ball goes onto it. He's like, all right, well, throw this at somebody. We'll probably stick into them. You could maybe pull them towards you or wrap up their legs or something. Give me the rune number 65. Yeah, the lightning rune to the mechanical mech warrior. Goes, hand comes up. These like little solid metal panels come up with different dwarven runes on it that replace the metal hand that's kind of controlled with his fingers. So like almost like a branding kind of tool. He takes the ball of the mace and just and it kind of embeds this dwarven rune on it for lightning. Does like a thunderous boom on the floor. All right, so it'll do 2d8 lightning damage. And if you use an action to whip it out, it can go as far as 15 feet. But it'll be, you'll roll to hit for that option, for the attack.
Yeah.
And then it'll be a contested strength to pull them towards you. But if you
So
whip,
you turned like the second modification into the mace, basically, is what
Yeah.
you did. Oh my gosh. That's so freaking sick. And I'm just like, Lewin's floored. Lewin's just like, thank you so much. This'll work.
no problem, there's a modification in there. I want to make sure you're happy. No worries, I'll fuck me then with this thing.
No.
It just like throws it behind him, like on the ground.
Well, thank you, Forge Master. I appreciate that dearly. Thank you.
Well, you
take it.
gotta call it something.
Ah. I'll have to see what it does in battle first, I think. I can't put me on the spot unless you've got a name right now.
Stormwheel?
Stormwheel. And I look at it. Stormwheel it is.
Give it a couple swings around. It kind of makes a wheel of lightning a little bit. I don't know, just off the top of my head.
I like it.
All right, and for someone who's a fan of Hestia, right? Let's see.
Yes.
All right. Just a couple of devices just come out. All right. Well, are you more in the damaging kind of persuasion, or are you more helping your friends not die?
I kind of wear many hats, but mostly I find myself keeping my friends from dying. As a cleric, yes.
All right. Do you have a weapon?
Several. Here. If I handy, I fancy myself a bowman from time to time, and I do also have this axe. Yes.
Oh,
I
did you
pull out
just
this axe?
the axe that you took from the Royal Guard?
No. Believe it or not, Torby gave me an
yeah.
axe. Yeah, the very start of this campaign. Yeah, I've had it this whole time. I switch back and forth. So I got this hand axe, but I do also, well, I was loaned this beautiful multi-weapon here. I was probably going to give this to someone more suitable in the group, but and then I hold out the saber stuff, but I don't really think I can handle this. I just lay out all my weapons in front of them.
All right. Well, I mean, you've got a bow and arrow there. Seems to be quite fond of that one. Do you use the hammer very much? Or the axe?
When things get desperate, yes. Which is a lot, actually. But I am fond of the bow.
All right. Well, maybe we can make that a bit more fun, I think. And he just goes and looks at the bow and the quiver of arrows. And just looks at it all. All right. And begins doing a little bit of light modification, kind of taking metal scraps. Like the mech warrior is kind of like this living metal, but it just looks like a amalgamation of like cage work, kind of like the mech suit in Alien 2 that Ripley wears. It kind of has that kind of form to it. So he keeps reaching into the cage-like structure and just pulling out pieces of metal. When he tells it to like give it a rune to burn into something, just like a metal sheet kind of comes up, and it's seemingly coming out of nowhere. But he outfits your bow to kind of match the colorations of like your clothing and that of your deity. So lots of like white paneled with like gold that kind of gets inlaid with the dark wood of the bow and the arrows. These physical things, I don't know if you know this, but we don't really need these anymore. Throws them all out, and he keeps the quiver, and he attaches one of his couplings to the quiver and drills itself in there. Turns it on, and these just beams of light, multiple beams of light, come into the quiver as like
Hercules! Oh my god!
He was
forging the arrows in the quiver, and they just showed up. Oh, that's cool.
So when you deal damage with your divine strike or a cantrip, you deal an additional 8 d8 thunder damage. You can also once per turn, as a bonus action, create a field of rushing air around yourself and or an ally. So yourself or an ally within 30 feet. That creature gains resistance to ranged spells or attacks until the start of your next turn.
I love. Thank you. Oh my god, DM, but this is fascinating. Wow. And I take this bow and I just kind of mess with the arrows, and I'm just practicing like knocking them. Oh my goodness. Who would have thought? And I just kind of go off. I start like mumbling to myself as I just start thinking of all the possibilities and all that. I'm taken aback. I'm back to old-ish Hermitha right now.
As soon as you take the arrow of light like to the bow and start and connect it with the string becomes light as well and just becomes this visage of just divine might.
Love it.
Looking over to Clara, and goes over to you and goes, not gonna lie, don't know much about druids or anything like that. It was a little bit hard to figure out what could be good for you. Our stone mancer, who leads the magical schools here to manipulate stone, might be able to teach you a few things if you wanted to try to learn that maybe a little bit more.
I would love that. Whatever you did last night, I would love to learn how to do that. Whatever they did to stone on. Sorry, Taelor. I know it was probably really uncomfortable. I would love to learn to do that to people.
All right. What do you use to harness your druidic magic? You use like a staff
It's just
or what?
like a staff. I had this one, and I have like my old one on my back that just had like a whatever crystal, and then now I have this one, and it's like the blue ball staff, and it's just so much prettier, and I just really like it, and it just feels so nice.
All right. Yeah, if I may.
Just be really careful. Just be really careful.
Sorry,
Special.
I'm trying. No, sorry. Puts it down on the table. So they does the whole process of getting the runes out from the rune sort of insignia from the robot friend. Burns it into your staff, and so once per long rest, you can cast Stone Shape without having to use a spell slot.
Ooh. This is so cool. And you said I could only do once per day.
Correct.
Okay, so I shouldn't test it out now. Good. There is one other thing. Well, two other things, I think. We need to be able to fly. All of us. All the time.
Oh, all right. I mean, it could have something made up for. Where are you going next?
We're going to use the secret tunnels and go to the plane of air, and it's pretty urgent. So if you have something readily available, that would be great. Or like, spells.
Well, we have. I mean, I designed them. We have jetpacks.
Of
Jet
course.
All the workers around here have to work on all the structures day and night, so they need to be able to keep themselves aloft when they're not when they're not on the skiffs. They have to keep themselves aloft, so we made them some jetpacks. You don't have jetpacks? Where are you from?
We still live in trees.
Well, now you don't have to. Good
Thank
for you.
Love it. Love it. We would love that. The advanced technology of your people to keep us afloat.
All right. They do need to be refueled, though. They need to be, they're not infinite. They will run out of fuel every once in a while, but they'll be good for a few flights.
What is this fuel?
It's fuel that's mined out of the crystals in the clouds above.
Right. Is it terribly heavy? Could we bring extra with us?
Well, it has to be. There's a process for turning it into fuel. We have some in store, but we could give you a couple reserves, but it's a heavy canister to hold it in.
Oh.
That's okay. I'm sure Taelor doesn't mind carrying it at all.
A great idea.
Not very strong, to be honest.
Sounds
Seem
like a
pretty
you problem.
strong throwing all those rocks at us. I don't know. Just feel like there's some innate strength in there.
Yeah, it's arcane strength.
Right. Just comes out when you're causing us problems, but not when we need help. Excellent. Let's see what we can figure out, sir.
We could
Sorry
also
for
just
being-
give you one of our skiffs if you want.
Oh, right. Let's do that instead. Could we have at least some jetpacks just in case something happens and we have to make an escape? Please.
Please. Yeah, I mean, you're going on a mission to help save our city and fortify it with alliances. You should be able to give you a couple of jetpacks. Just looks over at the royal guards and go, like, yeah, it should be fine.
Love it. All right. Is everyone satisfied with their weapons?
Excited to use it.
I'm so excited. It's like almost exactly what we drew last night. Almost.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right.
All right.
Well, Godspeed to you. Have a
Thank
safe
you,
journey. We can have one of the skiffs out front, in front of the Thunderford Citadel, post haste if you're all geared up and ready to go.
Is Thorin terribly busy? Is King Thorin?
Well, I know they got a lot of work to do. They're kind of overseeing some reconstruction efforts after the battle. You need to
Right.
talk to him.
We'd like to
Supposed to.
report, at least. We don't want to take up too much of his time, but we just need to pass along our next steps.
All right, 1 second. Gertie, come back here. Hold on. Let me. I think it's got a thing here. Just pushes up this panel that kind of raises up from his chest. Dwarven runes surrounding the sort of powerful blue energy coupling in the middle. Just this blue light kind of comes down from the hologram that's coming up, and it's King Thorin, just on the middle of the war table.
It's on a call.
Hello, what are you calling me right now? You know that I'm on business. I'm sorry there, Thorin. Our friends here just wanted to talk to you really quick.
Right now, okay. King Thorin, this is Hermitha, Leaf Wine. Can they hear me through this?
Oh, Reef Wine, yeah, all right, yeah, I hear you.
Oh, hello. We just wanted to update you on our plans. We were trying to gain access, or we're planning to gain access to the plane of air, and would appreciate any information you have, other than, I believe, the secret pathways. Is there anything we need to be looking out for? Any procedure that you follow?
Well, we haven't visited the plane of air in very, very long time. That's why we're sending you.
Right. Yes, I understand that. I would like to go prepared, and any extra information that you have might be useful. I'm just leaning very awkwardly over the table. Like I've never talked in a phone before, so. Did he get that? Keep looking back at
What are you are trying to, not yet, the djinn, they rule most of the plane of air, and if you want to pass safely, you're gonna walk, son of a,
well,
sorry, signal this thing's a little bit fuzzy sometimes, sorry
the
about that.
djinn. Got it. The djinn. And I look at Clara. We'll be relying on you then. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and thank you for the upgrades. Could you lead us towards the skiff?
Yes, right this way.
I follow.
Gertie behind him gets like sort of behind our artisan here and sort of puts their metal body around Thrain Goldhammer as it gets back into him, and it kind of molds back into his golden like 3-piece suit and sends back in his way and leads you back to the bottom of the Ironforge steps. As you get there, there's a skiff kind of hovers its way towards you with a couple guards to escort you.
Let's go, everyone.
Yep, totally got this. I know everything. Do 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 do.
Okay. One by
Before
one,
we
you can stop.
leave,
Oh, yes.
I'm going to cast Sending to King Tarek of Asgard.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta count. Loki is planning an attack on Asgard. He controls Torben Wolfgard. Be prepared for uh anything. Protect Cuillin and family.
Did we notice that?
He probably did.
Yeah, I don't think sending is a internal thing. I think you say it out loud. So he might be saying it like under his breath, like King
Do you
Tarek.
want us to notice it? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be up to you, Tank. Do you want them to?
Yeah, they can
Yeah,
know it.
you'll be on the skiff, and he'll just kind of say that to himself.
What was that? Who are you contacting?
That's King Tarek. He's the king of Asgard. I had a fleeting memory last night that Loki has designs to attack Asgard. So I thought it'd be best to let him know.
Is the mechanic still with us? The
Yeah, he was escorting you to the skiff.
metallurgist? I basically glance back at Taelor after they say this, just with like this bewildered look. And then I turn to them and I say, could you please inform the king that there may be some leads in Asgard, if they have any eyes or ears that way, to keep an eye out. Loki may be moving there.
All right. Just looks kind of surprised. Like, yes, of course. I'll deliver the information to Thorin personally, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
My deepest gratitudes. Is there anything else that you're keeping from us?
Just hold on 1 second. Just be quiet. King Tarek can respond.
Oh my gosh.
Shh. Just a moment.
Is he responding?
But I'd like to know.
The target hears a message in its mind, recognizes you as a sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately.
So you wait.
I'm just waiting.
He's even
to see.
alive.
That's the point. Like, if there's no answer, that's a problem.
You wait. You wait. And that's where we're going to end the stream.
Oh, for fuck's Damn it!
You'll have to come see us next time on War of the Realms to see if Taelor gets a message back from King Tarek.
We just got ghosted.
Holy cow, everybody. What a good return session that was. Oh my god.
Oh,
That is
baby.
crazy.
We missed you
Crazy
all
comeback.
so very much. I missed all these people so very much. I missed our producer, Jody Rose, so very much. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us on another lovely Sunday. Until next time, hang out, friends, go roll some dice, tell a fun story. Bye-bye! I imagine they would put you all in the same room, like a large room with beds all to yourself.
Oh my
Like kind of like a
god!
barracks.
I'm just imagining Taelor laying on the bed looking at the ceiling and everyone else is just like,
Silence.
We gotta sniff each other out.
Also, don't fucking touch Blonde.
That's gonna be when Rala breaks.
shit.
That's when she becomes the bad guy.
Kevin, I have a really important question. Is Thorin still caked up? Or not Thorin, Varen. Caked up?
One butt
Was a
cheek
cantrip.
that's deflated.
Yeah.
Raiden's like, Your Highness.
Rise up,